Story of how one man allegedly stole $1.3 million intended for public projects in San Francisco continues to unfold.
Political analyst Melissa Griffin Caen joins us now with more on how this went unnoticed for so long.
That's right, guys. Last week, we learned that over $1 million that was supposed to be spent fixing up the South of Market neighborhood ended up in a bank account in San Diego. Now, how it ended up there and how it will be paid back is rather complicated. It starts back in 2005 when developers of One Rincon Hill wanted to build those towers. See, those are the ones that some people say look like air purifiers. Anyway, in addition to the usual fees, the developer agreed to pay about $7 million towards something called the SOMA Stabilization Fund. That money was supposed to be used to make improvements in the South of Market, or SOMA, neighborhood. Now, the developer set up a $7 million account with a local entity called the Finance Authority for Nonprofits. Now, whenever the SOMA Stabilization Fund needed money, the Finance Authority would reach into that $7 million account and send over the cash on behalf of the developer. No problem. And it went totally fine for years. But that spending has been very, very slow. And that's why many years later, in 2014, there was still $1.3 million left in the account. So there's this money, and it's been sitting around for years. It's not getting used. And that's when the executive director of the Finance Authority, Clark Howitt, allegedly transferred all that money into a bank account in San Diego. That's how the money for the SOMA neighborhood wound up missing.
And how did they finally discover, hey, where is that missing money?
Yeah, 1.3 is no chump change, you know.
No kidding.
Well, apparently the mayor's office routinely checks on the amount of the fund. And so it called up recently and said, hey, how much is in the account? And they were told zero. And that is when everything started to unravel.
Oh boy, what can you tell us about Clark Howitt?
Well, it's an interesting story. There's definitely something going on here. He's worked with the Finance Authority for 20 years. And the people I spoke with who know him say he didn't show any signs of crisis that would make him do something desperate. The one person did tell me that he's in the process of getting divorced. We don't know if that is playing into this at all. He was out of town all last week when this was discovered, and no one has heard from him since, except that he sent his boss an email saying, I'm resigning, and he says he's going to pay back the money.
Yeah, and I'm on some tropic island right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he still have the money? How's he going to pay back?
We don't know. He didn't specify just yet how he's going to pay that back, but he did retain a criminal defense attorney because even if he pays the money back, right, he still allegedly committed a crime, and paying the money back might help with the sentencing. It still won't erase what he perhaps did. In the meantime, the Finance Authority is still on the hook for that missing money. City Attorney Dennis Herrera has demanded that the Finance Authority pay the full amount that it owes to the SOMA Stabilization Fund immediately. Now, today, the Finance Authority is meeting to figure out if they even have the resources to do that so quickly. And here's hoping that Mr. Howitt has not spent all that money that he sent to his account.
This is like a TV movie.
It's so interesting. We have no idea what prompted this person to sort of allegedly, sort of.
Eventually, someone was going to figure out.
Right, 1.3 does not go lost under the couch cushions.
All right, well, Melissa, thank you.
Thanks, Melissa.